Hello everyone, welcome back to Sacramento Kings franchise. Today it's a big day, it's draft day. We got a lot to go through. First we're going to go through these combines, pre-workouts, and then we'll obviously have the draft showcase that we always do. Then after that we'll get to the draft, we'll get to the signings, we'll go through free agency, and we'll get through the rest of the offseason in this episode. So we got a lot to get through, so let's get started. Alright, getting into the draft combine. We'll go through this pretty quickly. I don't think it's as important, but I'll just kind of show you who led some of these things. Just go through these really quickly because they aren't too important to me since we kind of do our own stuff for that. So we can skip through that. Pre-draft workouts. This one kind of is important because it helps us scout the players. Now we have the 7th pick. I don't think Josh Wright's gonna fall. I do not think Terrence Jordan's gonna fall. So I'm not gonna scout either of them. I don't know if Stevie McDaniel is gonna really go this high. I didn't really think he would go this high, but I'll scout him. I'll scout Donnie Roy for some centers. I'll scout Morris Sr., Malvy Morris Sr. Vince Bernard, he's a nice shooter, it looks like. Shot 40% from the field. Can shoot 3. Mark Larson. Got some upside at the center. We definitely could use some bigs. I feel like our backup bigs struggle. Maybe our backup guards. We could look into some point guards. Maybe a Howie Theus. Maybe a Lindemann. We're kind of good at forwards, but I think we can still look at a couple. Maybe a Warren Harrison. How tall is he? 7 foot. Would not mind getting some 7-footers on this team. And then let's see. So this is what our combine invites look like. Malvy Morris looking really, really quick. Looks like he can shoot it decently well. Vince Bernard looks like one of the best shooters in the draft. So if we want shooting, he'd probably be pretty smart to go with there. Toby Bates also looks like a good shooter. Also looks very athletic and quick. He looks like a really good player. Warren Harrison, he is tall and can shoot it pretty well, so that is also very interesting. There's Magley Morris, Howie Theus, so if you want to go guard, he's one of the better shooting guards. Alright. Some of the guys down here don't shoot as well, but they're a lot stronger, so that kind of makes sense. Alright. That is all of the workouts and such. So now we can get to the showcase, and then I'll be back. All right, everybody. We are back with our annual Draft Combine Showcase game. We have 2 new sets of rookies coming in here. A lot of interesting players. Wright starts off by missing the 3. He is projected to be number 1 or 2. Not really knowing which he will be because him and Terrence Jordan are both kind of high ranked. So who knows who was going to go first between the 2, but they are projected to both be the first 2 picks. That is the number 5 power forward for the gray team and the number 3 point guard for number 1 point guard for the blue team. But he's a fantastic passer, fantastic mid-range scorer, good ball handler, really just a fantastic player. Hicks hitting that mid-range shot. He's getting it started for the blue team. Has the ball. He's got the size mismatch. Chooses not to attack. Gives it to Morris, who tries to score but doesn't. Roy gets the rebound and puts it back in. Nice pass to the inside. Hicks just going straight up with it. Gives it to the big man, who gets absolutely demolished by Roy on the inside. Morris Sr. gets the ball off the screen, hits the three. To right to Morris. Off the screen, fading off the bank. Morris Sr. showing off his scoring. Has it to Roy. Roy, back to Morris Sr. He's been pretty hot to start this game. He's dribbling, he's going, he's putting it up, and one. You could argue that probably shouldn't have been continuation, but they're going to give it to him regardless. He's going to go to the line for the and one opportunity. He is really showing his scoring prowess here. Showing all of the teams watching that McDaniel with the ball. He's also known as a good scorer. He's spinning, he's driving, he's kicking it inside to Larson, who dunks it down. Hicks got the ball inside. Going up, gets blocked. Good defense again there by Wright, showing why he's one of the top picks in this draft, playing good defense on back-to-back plays there. And it's going to be Morris going inside again. He is a bona fide scorer. He is leading the way for them, and by a long shot as well. Passes it to Miles, who throws up the hook. Nice play there from Wright, making the correct play. Hard. Hitting Jordan on the inside. Jordan finds the space just barely, showing that he might be small, but he can still get it done on the inside. A bit wrong. Jordan dishes the inside to Moore, who hits the tough layup. Driving to the paint, kicking it to Miles, who's going inside. Missing the layup. Rebounded by Roy, kicks it out to Wright. Hits the three. Showing off the range. He plays good defense. He's really a fantastic prospect. Great move there from Bernard. Getting on the inside and scoring. Bernard can provide that. He's going to the rim again, throwing something up. And one. That is a tough layup from Bernard. Misses the free throw, but nevertheless, some good scoring coming in from the blue team. Hayward with the ball. Going to the paint on Morris. He gets to go. Obviously, they don't have too much chemistry. Roy wide open in the paint. That's an easy dunk. Dribbling, he's using the screen. Driving to the rim, pull up mid-range. Oh, money. Right with the rebound. Passing it up to Miles. Miles inside to Brady. Good ball movement from the gray team. Using the screen. Dishing it to Moore, who's going to dunk it down. Nice pass and nice finish. Hayward's going to pull up the mid-range shot. Hit it wide open. Giving up the offensive rebound to Wright, who puts it back up and one. Showing the hustle. Getting the offensive rebound, the put back, and the and one. Hopefully he can get the free throw to go too and complete a fantastic play. And he does. Gives it to Pat Riley. Interesting name. Washburn going up. Nice post move there. He's got a thin and wiry frame, but he loves that pull-up jumper. He misses it. Rebounded by Larson, who's going to put it back in. Nice put back there. Value out of his small amount of time. Bernard popping the three, hitting the three. Morris, another three. Hits it. Morris in the corner. Hits the mid-range shot. He has like over 20 at this point. Moore trying to body his way inside. Going to the Dirk fadeaway for the second time. He hits that one though. Right with the ball. Right, hands it off to Morris from deep. Misses. Rebounded by Roy though and put back in. Good offensive rebound there by Roy. Tries to get it inside. That's another steal from Morris tonight. Bernard running the break fast. Kicks it to Jordan in the corner, who hits the three. Giving it to Jordan. Hopefully he can set up a play for them. TJ. Lobs it up. Beautiful lob. Genuinely, that was kind of nuts. And that will be the game. Nice little showcase from everybody tonight. The gray team is going to take it home. Gonna look at some of the stats here. Stuart Moore was pretty big for the blue team and getting a lot done on the inside. Pretty efficient shooting, nice steals. Bernard, he had some shots as well. He actually shot it pretty good. It just took him to the second half to really get started. Hicks wasn't the most efficient. Jordan, he was 2 for 5, hit 1 3. He's more of a pass first type player. He got 3 assists, but a lot of his teammates weren't really helping him out too much in that aspect. Preston Hayward, he hit some shots. Claude Washburn got some stuff done on the inside, had some nice post scores. Helmut Lindemann, he did not have a great showcase tonight, to be honest with you. Pat Riley, he wasn't out there too long, didn't do too much. Theus, kind of in the same boat. Looking at the other team, Malvi Morris Sr. had 19.7 for 14, 2 for 4 from 3. He was shooting that thing. He was making it. He looked great out there. Donnie Roy, he looked really good out there. He got some nice rebounds, some nice blocks, some good scores on the inside. Josh Wright, probably what will be one of the top picks. It's between him and Terrence Jordan. But who knows? Both of them not really showing up too much in the showcase, but their game all year has kind of spoken to how good they are, so I don't think anybody's really questioning that. Mark Larson had some good points. Donta Bradley played good out there. And yeah, McDaniels didn't really show off his scoring prowess tonight, but he does have that. So that was the showcase. I hope you all enjoyed, and now we can get into the draft. All right, so we are obviously past all of that stuff. And now we can get to the draft. But before the draft, we obviously have some pre-draft trades to go over. So we'll start with those right now. Okay, I am kind of convincing myself that this makes sense. And you guys might hate me for this. All right, for our first trade of the draft kind of, it's going to be the Wizards trading away the 6th overall pick for 2 picks in the future. Now, obviously, the Knicks are, again, they're retooling their team. They want to get a bit younger, but they're still trying to compete, right? So they're fine not having these future picks because they're hopefully going to be competitive for those. And, I mean, the Wizards, this is the 6th overall pick. They already got enough young guys. They definitely don't need more of them. So I don't even know if they even need that many more players. So they're just going to be able to pretty much slide by pretty easily, get some future first picks, and yeah, they're only giving up the 6th pick. All right, so our next trade that I am trying to figure out is Keegan Murray. Now, he obviously didn't have a great season, so I don't think he has a lot of value. But looking around the league, I'm trying to think of teams he could go to, and there isn't really many. I think he would fit on the Lakers pretty well. He would fit on the Thunder, but I don't know who he could even receive from the Thunder. I'm not really sure about any of that. Actually, okay, I'm definitely looking at the Lakers and the Thunder. And then in the East, is there anybody that I think would really be interested? Maybe the Sixers. To be honest, I had been looking at a trade with the Sixers for pretty much since halfway through the season for McCain, because they have so much guard depth that they don't really he's too good to not start, but he's also not better than either of their guards. So they would want to trade him, and it would make sense because they do need the forward depth. But okay, I'm between these trades essentially. It would be Keegan Murray. For the Jared McCain one would have to be Jared McCain, and then it would have to probably be Taylor Hendricks. And I don't know, maybe I could skimp them out of this first and try and get them our first next year. It would have to be this. And then for the Lakers, it would be probably something along the lines of we are receiving a first round pick. So we get matching salary of DeAndre Hunter. And then they give us a first round pick in the future. So maybe this 2032, it'd be something like this, but I don't know. The thing is, I think Keegan Murray isn't good enough for this first deal, which is the deal that I really want. And I'm trying to be realistic because maybe the first pick, or that 7th pick would be enough to get it, but I don't know. I would want to do this deal, but I don't know if Taylor Hendricks and Keegan Murray, who is coming off of his worst season, would get Jared McCain. But at the same time, I don't know any other team that would want Jared McCain just because every other team has a guard. So I'm really struggling to make a trade here. We could throw in like a Muhammad Gay so they get some center depth, but I don't know. I'm just thinking. But hold on, just to make this very clear, I'm gonna make sure I have no teams selected. So if they do this trade, they're doing it on their own volition. But I feel like I'm convincing myself, not Kingston Flemings, Keegan Murray, that this trade, I'd rather give up our pick than that Bucks pick, to be honest. And then like pretty much every second we have to them for Jared McCain. Okay, so the reason I'm making this make sense is because first off, again, the guard depth, he doesn't fit in. He would have to be coming off the bench. He doesn't want to come off the bench. He's asking to be traded essentially. They get forward depth, which they need really, really badly. They literally like don't have good power forwards. So both of those things make sense. They're getting 3 second-round picks and a first-round pick that, I mean, we're giving up 2 of our pretty good rotation players, so we might not be good next year, and that pick, you know, might be good for them. And they're only giving up Jared McCain, so they're getting a lot back. The other thing is, Jared McCain's contract is a player option next year. I feel like he's already outplayed that value, so he will be declining that. So he's essentially an expiring deal. Keegan Murray, on the other hand, still has both of his years left. So, and he's sold in at that cheap amount of contract. And he did have a bad year, but they need the forward depth. If they accept this, I'm going to try and skimp out here. I'm going to see if they accept it without these second round picks, and then we'll go from there. But I have rationalized this in my head. Okay, they decline. Okay, let's throw in a second. Do they take this? Nope. Let's throw in another second. Do they take this? Nope. Let's throw in another second. They might not even take this. What am I even talking about? Okay. Oh man, do I give up this 7th pick? What if I gave up this Bucks pick instead? I feel like the Bucks are gonna be a lot worse. No. I'm like almost sure if I add in the 7th pick, they're gonna take it. Do I do it? The thing is, we already have a lot of young players. We have Kingston Flemings. We have Jayshawn Oakley. We have Bruce Wesley. We have Cam Trice. Right now is probably going to be back. Like, do we need more rookies? And we can always trade for another pick as well. If this goes through, then it goes through. All right, Jared McCain, welcome to the Sacramento Kings. Now, you guys watching might hate that. And you know what? That's okay. He instantly is our best player. He's 25 years old. He's been getting a lot better. He had 19 points last year as like their like 3rd or 4th option. Him and Kingston Flemings might play the same position, but I think both of them can play together because their skill sets are so different in my opinion. Kingston Flemings is a much better defender, so we're not going to have the problem of 2 people in the backcourt that can't defend. I think Kingston Flemings is a pretty good defender for the guard position. He's also more athletic, and he works more on the interior and the mid-range, whereas I think Jared McCain is more of a off-the-ball three-point shooter, and Kingston Flemings can also play off the ball. His morale has actually gone down because I think he's not happy that we got rid of some of our guys and brought in another point guard, but I'm going to put him in a shooting guard. I'm not sure if he'll run the shooting guard or if Kingston Flemings will, but either way, I think that's a great addition. We added a massive three-point shooter to our roster, and our offense is looking potent next year. Now, we might make a couple more deals along the offseason to try and round out our roster a bit more, and we might try and trade for a pick, but I don't know, because I would like to get maybe a later pick, just like maybe like around this area. Maybe we try and trade for this Pelicans pick just because they already have so many young guys. They don't really need to bring in that many more. I think that's what we will do. But yeah, that's a big move, guys. That's a big move. I know No one was probably expecting that. I've been eyeing that move since the trade deadline. I was trying to make it at the trade deadline, but they didn't want to go for it. They got bounced out early in the playoffs this time, so they were more interested in it. I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm sure they're pretty happy with getting the 7th pick, Keegan Murray and Taylor Hendricks, who have all been fantastic for us, and I'm glad they were on our roster, but we're moving on. All right, I'm just trying to see if I can trade Mohamed Gay to teams that need like a backup center or tertiary center or third string, I guess you'd say. I'm trying to get some picks out of it. Trying to see if I can finagle anything from these teams, like even like just like future, like super future firsts, like something like this, and then maybe I throw in like a second this year. Oh, that works. Okay, that's really good because that gives us some more pick flexibility, adding in a second this year and a future Jazz first. Who knows how good they'll be in a couple years, but we'll have that pick. I'm just trying to really stock up on assets because I think it's important in the position that we are in, because I feel like we've traded away a lot of our assets over time, and it'd be nice to build those back up. I think we can switch back to power forward, even though his rating does drop, but we are going to need him in that position. But yeah, just trying to make any moves we can to improve our team even slightly. Another kind of small pick-oriented deal here. Pelicans sending their 11th pick. They have a lot of picks, and they also have taken a lot of picks. They have a lot of young guys. They don't really need to keep drafting people. So they're getting Jamal Shed, who can hopefully bring some grittiness to their team. They're getting a second-round pick as well, but mainly just giving this to the Raptors, who are still rebuilding. So are the Pelicans, but again, you don't want to be rebuilding forever. You're going to have to get some players that are decent at some point. So adding Jamal Shed is good. Obviously, it looks like they have a lot of point guards, but a lot of these guys are expiring as well, so keep that in mind. All right, so I think that is all of the draft picks, so we can get into the draft now. Yeah, there's obviously going to be more moves once we get to like when people sign, their sign-in trades and stuff, but that's going to be most of the draft moves. We might try and trade during the draft to move up to try and get a first-round pick, because I'd like to at least get one first-round pick in this draft, but if not, it's not a big deal. I will be controlling the 76ers and us for this draft, just because I traded the 76ers that pick. I want to make sure they get a good player and don't just completely whiff. So yeah, that is what we will be doing. Without further ado, we can start the draft. All right. The 2029 NBA draft. The Mavericks are first up. They take Terrence Jordan. That's a bit of a surprise. Thought they'd be going with the other guy. Las Vegas High Rollers are up next. They take Josh Wright. That is who I thought would be going first. It's kind of surprising that Dallas didn't take them, because they do have Mikal Brown Jr., but I guess they just feel more confident in Terrence Jordan. Josh Wright, though, that is a big pick for the High Rollers, and it's really great that they got him. Supersonics now on the clock. They get Donnie Wright. They get a center. All right, next up, the Hornets get... Wait, hold on. It's going too fast. Oh, no, hold on. I'm like, my brain's fogging. They got Toby Bates. I want to say Tory Bates. They got Toby Bates. And then Malvy Morris Sr. went to the Pelicans. Interesting pick considering the positions that they have. But he's a good player for sure. He showed that in the workout, or the showcase. Vince Bernard going to the Knicks. They traded the Pelicans for this pick. I believe it was the Pelicans. Was it not the Pelicans? I forget who they traded this pick. No, it was the who the hell was it? It was the Wizards. This was the Wizards pick, and they traded this to the Knicks. So the Knicks getting some more forward depth. They drafted a forward last year, drafting another one this year, but again, they like these guys. He can shoot the ball very, very well, so that's a great addition. Now the Sixers, I'm obviously controlling this pick. to make sure they get someone good. Now, they're definitely going to be picking a center, and I think the best one is probably Mark Larson. But yeah, they definitely need a center. Embiid's getting older. So yeah, I think this is a pretty no-brainer pick for them. I think he's definitely a good player, and he can help their young core out, and it doesn't crowd them with guards. All right. At some point, we might consider trading in here. No. They take Denilson Pessoa. Interesting. Warren Harrison. That's good. The Jazz definitely needed center depth for sure. Jules Hicks. So Hicks going to the Pacers. I feel like they're building up a nice forward room. A room of young forward. J.C. Reeves. He's going there. Lonnie Quinn. If it gets this Jazz pick, I might consider trying to trade up. Okay, that's what I wanted. But we don't even need guards. What am I saying? But I do want to get a young player. It's a nice pick from the Cavs. Stevie McDaniel's going to the Jazz. They get a nice scorer. Who the Rockets gonna pick? Andre Caldwell. I'm gonna stop here. Let's see if I can make a trade. Again, I'm trying to move off one of these picks to try and get some picks now and in the future. Because you would think one of these picks would be good. Hopefully it's not ours. But if I can get like the 17th pick and then like, you know, a future second or two, and they have a lot of future seconds, so why not get rid of them? No? Okay. What about one future second? No? Okay. All right, I'll keep waiting then. That's fine. Hornets want Bernard for a bunch of nothing. Absolutely not. Al Hodges, they needed center depth too. That's good. Pat Riley, funny name, going to the champions, the Blazers. Glenn Hubbard going there. Sixers are up next. I guess I gotta pick this for them too. What do their team needs? They could use a backup point guard. They did just trade one away. But I'm sure they don't mind getting what they got in that trade. All right. Let's see if the Magic want to make a move here. Let's see. I feel like we have a decent offer of giving up our pick, and we get back this late first round pick and maybe some future seconds. I feel like that's a decent trade. Just want 2 future seconds. Is that too much to ask for? Apparently so. They want another pick for Drew Timme. Are you crazy? Okay, they would probably take this. Let's see if I can get like a second next year instead. They really want off Drew Timme for some reason. No. This pick's 2 years away. Give me a second then. No. You want a first round pick for Drew Timme? Who do you think I am? No. All right. Maybe you try and make a deal with OKC. Again, with the same idea of getting that 24th pick and maybe some future assets, like just get the farthest pick out of the house and see if they do this. No. Okay, can we get some seconds then? Just some random seconds. I don't even care when they're from. No. What about 1 second in the pick? No. Okay, you are smoking. What about the Nuggets? They have this 23rd pick. If they would trade us that 23rd pick and like a future second pick. Nope. Okay. Nobody's interested. We'll keep waiting then. We will keep waiting. Zach LaVine for the... Oh, okay. I mean, if that's what the pick's going for, then I'm definitely not in the market. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna keep trying. Let's try the Mavericks. Let's give them our pick in 2 years. And listen, we could be getting fleeced. This pick might not be anything good, and then the future picks might be good. So, like, I don't know why teams... There we go. We got a future first and a first now. So, I think that's pretty good for us. So, we're going to get some young guys. Dante Graham. I'm going to be honest. I haven't scouted these guys. I don't know a lot about them. What could our team need? I kind of just wanted to get a pick so we could get a young guy. What does our team really need? We're pretty good at guard. I would say we're good at small forward for sure. Definitely could use a power forward. And I think we're okay at center for now. So definitely getting a power forward here would be a priority. Post scoring stretch. Not sure that's what we're really looking for. Who do the mock drafts have up here? We have Jeffrey Miles. They're saying Jeffrey Miles, 6'6" point guard. They're saying he's slipping. I'm not really interested in getting any guards. Claude Washburn, stretch lob threat, 6'11". He scored it very well. Doesn't have the highest ceiling, it looks like, but at this point in the draft, am I really looking to get a high ceiling? I don't think so. Pretty interested in Claude Daniels, and or Claude Washburn. I think that's who I'm going to go with. From Northern Iowa. Okay, this is something that we've been neglecting on a team for a while, so I'm actually going to just focus on this with this one pick, which, maybe I should have focused on it with the other picks as well. But we need playmaking really bad on this team. Our playmaking is just not good. And it's all guards here. I would rather get like a forward that's good at playmaking. Jeffrey Robinson. This guy could be the worst player ever. No, let's just get the best playmaker possible because we need better playmakers out there. Roderick Blair, welcome to the team. Out of Missouri. Alright, they're saying that was a good pick. We're gonna sim to the end of the draft now. We got 2 picks, and let's see how we did. Terrence Jordan went first, Josh Wright, Donnie Roy, Toby Bates, Morris, Bernard. We saw these guys in the showcase. They got what looks like to be one of the best centers available, which is good for them. Where's our pick? I know I just went over. No, we're way down here. Stevie McDaniels, he's a 75. Diaz, if he would have fallen a bit more, I would have really went for him. But we don't really need a guard again. I keep kind of forgetting that. All right, I think we are coming up here at 25th pick. All right, he's a 72 overall. Claude Washburn. That's not bad for where we took him. Daniel Bernard was 73. Dante Graham, he was a 73, but I don't really like his attributes. And then what is our second round pick looking like? He's a 66, so he's really bad, but maybe he can develop, hopefully. If possible, yeah, I'll try and sign him to a 2-way deal. I'm not going to sign him to a full deal. He's just not good enough. But we will bring on Claude Washburn, and I will make sure all of the other teams sign their rookies, and then I'll be back. All right, so I went through team player options. I went through rookie signings. I'm going through all this. I just want to remind you guys, when I go through the offseason, I'm going to pretty much do it all off screen, and then I will come back and show you guys the teams at the end of it. So with that being said, right after this, you're going to see all the teams, and I'll show you all the teams, but I'm going to have to do all that myself. Actually, that's not true. There's going to be trades. I'll show you the trades, and then we'll go over the teams. So yeah, I'll see you guys there. All right, one of the first trades of the free agency period. De'Aaron Fox is being sent to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Naz Reid and DeJounte Murray. The Spurs have had the issue of kind of having too many guards. Castle was having to play the small forward position, even though he's a little bit undersized for it. But they're going to solve that issue by trading De'Aaron Fox, which it is sad for Fox. He spent a couple years here, but he's still going to a good team in Minnesota. And they're getting back Naz Reid, who is some center depth, and DeJounte Murray, who is some guard depth that, isn't costing them $60 million a year. This also helps the Spurs kind of lower their salary a bit because it is very, very high since they have so many good young players. And this helps the Timberwolves try to compete a little bit more. So it's a win-win for both teams, and they're both going to go through with it. Another similar type of trade, Norman Powell going to the Toronto Raptors. He's 36, so why not kind of round out his career where it started? I think he's kind of getting to the retirement age, and they're going to get Jordan Hawkins back, who is a very similar player, good shooter. Detroit can always use some shooters. He had a career last year, and he's making a lot less money, still on an expiring deal. They're trying to save some money here, so both teams are going to accept this trade. And another small trade, a lot of cap trades. The Knicks are sending Miles McBride to the High Rollers for Jarian Stevenson. He's a young guy, not making too much money. They're just trying to get McBride's money off the books, so the teams will accept this deal. Another deal, we got Walker Kessler from the Jazz going to the Hawks. The Hawks still just trying to improve their team. They're getting Onyeka back, who has been kind of, dispensable for them. But, Walker Kessler is better defensively, but they're really not that much different of players. And Onyeka's making $10 million less, so it's kind of just an easy trade for the Jazz to make, trying to cut salary while still keeping their team as competitive as possible. Another deal trying to address a team's salary. We have a couple of these. Jovic is leaving the Grizzlies, going to the Pacers for Kobe Bryant. They're putting in a second-round pick to, try and get them to take on this deal. They're just saving a bit of money, but it all counts at some point. This trade is not salary filler, though. Donovan Mitchell getting traded to the Pacers for Benedict Mathurin, Jovic as some salary filler from a different trade, Johnny Furphy, Paul Kane, who they drafted this year. He literally just got drafted in the second round, and a first round pick. The Cavs are going to be getting younger. They really have not been able to compete the whole time that they've had this Donovan Mitchell roster, at least in our series. So they're going to get rid of Donovan Mitchell, send him to Indiana. He's going to join Tyrese Halliburton. They're going to try and compete with a chip. That's a nice 1 and 2 option. And then the Cavs are going to get to kind of reset while still trying to be competitive with a younger roster, but still a pretty decent one. So both teams obviously going to accept this. Back to some salary filler trades, though. Bilal Coulibaly, though he is a pretty decent player, he hasn't really found his place on this Wizards roster. And though they made it to the finals, their salary is way over the cap, so they're trying to lower that as much as possible. They're going to take on Alex Tui from the Warriors, who have a ton of cap. They're going to get him and a second-round pick, and they're going to be happy that they are getting lower in the tax. It's really hard to deal with all the salary caps in this because it's just so inflated, but that's how 2K is, so we'll deal with it. All right, and that's all the trades, and obviously the free agency is over now, so we're going to get to go through every team. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to start with the Jazz. I'm just going to run through things and go through all the teams, and we will finish with our team. So the Jazz, this will also be like some progression that you'll be able to see. Ace Bailey, Keontae George getting a bit better. Some of their young guys getting better as well. It's always nice to see. Next up, you got the Hornets. A lot of their young guys getting better. They're kind of going to have a problem coming up of just having so many good young players that, what do you do with them? Because they have, 3 point guards or 2 point guards that are very good. And one of them's 20 years old, one's 25. And then Tommy Allen, he can play point guard or shooting guard, and he's really good as well. So it's they've just drafted so many good guards. The Giannis has got a bit worse, regressing a bit. He is 34, but a couple of their young guys have gotten better, and a couple of guys they picked up in free agency got a bit better, and that's going to help out their roster a little bit. It should at least. Boozer getting a bit better. They also, had that trade for Walker Kessler. I got to remember to go over the free agency signings too, any big ones. But no big ones really so far. A lot of these teams just re-signing their guys. Some of their more young guys on the Grizzlies getting better. Trey Murphy signed with the Clippers. He got a bit better. The younger guys on the Celtics getting better. Some of the older guys regressing a bit, so they're kind of staying net neutral. The Cavs obviously shuffling the roster a bit, but overall not that much change in terms of overall. Some of the older guys getting a bit worse. The Bulls, a lot of guys jumping up. Zach Bowen jumping up. AJ Johnson up 3, Thomas Hall up 2, Buzella still rising. He's one of the highest rated players in the league now. This is a young team who has a lot of progression going on. Khalil Ware now at an 85. They lost a couple guys in free agency, but also brought back a couple guys. The Sixers, some of their younger guys progressing a lot. Christopher Holton, and they picked up Savion Drezic, and he progressed a bit, so they're kind of getting a bit younger there. They kind of are competing, but kind of rebuilding at the same time. They won 2 chips. They're trying to retool the roster a bit. The Wizards team, their team is full of young players, so they're just getting better. They had to trade a couple guys due to just contract issues, but they have a lot of guys getting better that are going to take their spots. The Warriors, a lot of progression. Eddie Marks, almost a 90 at 21 years old. Bilal Coulibaly, he went up a little bit. They got Young Hansen because the Blazers couldn't match the salary that they offered him. And Shake Dotson, the rookie of the year, going up 7 points. He looks legit. Darren Peterson, the finals MVP, going up 6. That is much deserved. Some of the other guys on the team going down. Some of the younger guys coming up. Not much going the way of the Timberwolves. They got De'Aaron Fox, but a lot of their guys aging. They picked up Aaron Gordon, Dylan Brooks to try and add some defense to the roster. This OKC team, so many young guys, all getting better. Some of their, J-Dub getting a little bit worse, but for the most part, most of the roster just getting better. A lot of these teams have a lot more than 15 players as well, so a lot of them will be cut as well. But Dante Garcia up 3, G.G. Jackson up 4. Some of their other young guys going up as well. They picked up Will Riley, who is progressing a bit. But they're looking decent. Cameron Carr getting a bit better. Some of their other young guys getting better for the Suns. Obviously, DeJounte Murray somehow getting better at the age of... Oh, no, this is because I changed him from point guard to shooting guard for the roster. He went up 1 there. But Kareem Lopez getting a bit better. A lot of regression from the Spurs just because a lot of their guys are getting older. Reed Shepherd up 1. Not too much changes for the Rockets. They did pick up Colin Sexton and Miles Bridges to add some depth to their team. I feel like they were lacking that. Jalen Green, a big free agency acquisition for the Raptors, getting a nice shooting guard. Darius Cuff getting a bit better. They added Kawhi as well. They had a lot of cap space. Kawhi coming back to the place where he won a ring, and he's going to help mentor some of the young guys for a year. Didn't really make sense for him to go to any other team because they didn't really have cap space. A little bit of regression from some of these guys. Some of the younger guys getting a bit better for the Pistons. Not many acquisitions here. A lot of progression from the Pelicans. If you look at their guys, a lot of them going up 3 points, 2 points there. Noah Campbell, one of the biggest jumpers. He played really good in his rookie season. That obviously paid off. He goes up 6 points. He is a very serviceable player for them, and a nice addition to the roster last year. Abe Ryder going up 3 for the Nuggets. The rest of their guys kind of just staying pat. The Nets, some of their younger guys going up, but not too much. Some of their bigger jumpers was their picks from last year, but they're still not close to the rotation. Cooper Flag going up 3. Kel Brown Jr. going up 4. They're getting a bit better. We're getting close to our team. Some of them, Quentin Grimes coming back to the Mavs. And yeah, they have a really nice deep team. They're going to be a lot of competition. The Magic, Ja Johnson progressing a lot. Some of their other guys progressing just a bit. And then the Lakers, their team is honestly looking pretty rough. They re-signed Jarrett Allen. They brought in a couple other guys, but really not a lot to look forward to for this team, to be honest. Could be one of Luka's last year in LA. Same for the Knicks. They are not looking good either. They're just getting older and older. They could also be in the twilight years of their contending. And here we are with the Kings. Jared McCain goes up 2. He is an 88 overall. Our best player that I think we've probably ever had in the series so far. Kingston Fleming's going up 3. He's an 84. Jayshawn Oakley going up 4. He's an 84. Noah Clowney, we signed him. He was one of our big signings. Adding to that power forward position, kind of trying to replace what we had in Keegan Murray in him. He's a bit younger. We added Devin Vassell as well. We had a lot of cap space, so we could sign a lot of these guys. Devin Vassell is going to be a great guy to come off our bench. We also signed Dariq Whitehead, who is going to be another guy who can come off our bench and shoot. We got a lot of shooting, as you can see. We also signed Mario Saint-Superi. He was on the Magic, and the Magic didn't have the money to pay him, so we gave him about like $10 million a year, and they couldn't match that deal because they just were too tied up in a bunch of other money. That doesn't mean he's gonna play right now, but we have a lot more options for our guys. Obviously, Keanu Ellis is still here. He's going up by 1 even at the age of 29. Cam Trice only going up by 1. That is not the best sign, to be honest. You would have liked, our really high draft pick to jump up a bit more, but he's still good. Bruce Wesley, though, going up 5 points. He made one of the biggest jumps on our team, and in the last game of the season, I mean, he really showed it. He was shooting the ball very, very well. His three-pointer went up a lot, and all of his scoring kind of went up. Pretty much every attribute went up for him. It's really great offseason for him. Peyton Watson, we re-sign him. We re-sign right now. We have a rookie, and Cardwell is here as well. So we have a pretty different and fun roster. Obviously, Nate Clifford is not here. He is the one guy we did not bring back. I don't think that should surprise anybody, but it is what it is. And that's going to be all the roster changes and everything. Without further ado, we just got to pretty much sim through everything. I'll go over the All-Star City selection, and then we'll be on to next season. All right, and now we can find out where our next All-Star City will be. And it's going to be in Washington. They went to the finals last year, and now they're going to get to host an All-Star game. So that's great for that fan base. And that's going to be the end of the episode. It's probably a long one. I haven't put all of the footage together, but I can assume it was very, very long. If you watched it up until here, thank you for watching. If you watched the series up until this point, thank you for watching. Subscribe to keep up with the series. We're getting into Season 5 next video. I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching again.